Hi, everyone. Welcome to the ParaSisters Circle podcast. Yep, this is another night that we're going to try to talk. But I'm Chanel,
I'm Linda.
and this evening we are talking about our May 5th investigation at Randolph County. I know we have kind of been slacking the last few weeks. That's my fault. I've had some family emergencies. Sorry, my computer's it's going to bounce a little bit tonight. We're back
Well,
in.
next week we will not be having our show. I am having another shoulder surgery Thursday, so we will not be doing show that Sunday following. I'll still be not even 72 hours out from having.
Following week, we're just going to go ahead and mix things up because we've been, a little bit over. We're going to do Killers Across the Pond in the middle of the month just because we're behind a month. So that's going to be fun. That's pretty much as far as we have planned. We may have a guest this month. We may not. We haven't talked about it, but I know a few people have been excited about coming on. So we'll see what happens. June is another month that we can't predict. So let's go ahead and get right into it. May 5th, we went to Randolph County Asylum.
Yes, that was awesome. So if you guys have went on to Indiana Crossroad Encounters page or my page, personal page, or Chanel's personal page, you will see some of the team photos that we took that day. I think I shared all of the photos that she had taken that day. I absolutely love those photos. They came out so good. They were amazing.
If you're not aware, we were allowed to get into the asylum 2 hours early. We did a photo shoot for just the team. We did some photos. We had the photographer who came and did, she's never been to an investigation before, so she was dying to get in there. And maybe we might have her back when we go in September to the Moreau House. So that's going to be fun. Upcoming, oh, yes, I just booked an investigation in July with Sky Catacombs. She's going to be investigating at the old Kosciuszko County Jail. So that's going to be up on our schedule. So that's going to be fun. And hi, Shelly.
Hi, Shell.
So we'll get back into that. Shelly, I so want to hear what your favorite part of the investigation was on Friday night the 5th. So if you don't know, I'm going to remind you again. Shelly is also a co-founder of Indiana Crossroad Encounters. So, yeah, this was Shelly's second night investigation. And during the day, like we said, we did some investigating and stuff. Oh, you're just diving right in.
The barn, Shelly, yes. I mean, yeah, it was something. I mean, that was something. I mean, it was a really good time, even though, I did go back to the
got a little scared.
Yes.
But yeah.
I did. And I mean, but who doesn't though? Unexpected. And I mean, I got hit in the head with an acorn when I first walked in to the barn. So
we got some really good EVPs. They just starting to open up the barn for regular paranormal investigating. So we were lucky. They let us in, one of the first teams. Also, we invited 10 other investigators, some brand new, some seasoned, to investigate with us. I think we had all 4 brand new investigators, and then we had oh my gosh, I just lost track. 6 seasons. So, but back to the barn. How did you get scared, Linda?
Okay. Now, first of all, you cannot be a true paranormal investigator if you sit there and say you don't get scared, or at least a little bit of, a little scared. Because,
Takes a
we
lot.
all have gotten scared. Okay? So, going into the barn area, the barn had a guy ended up falling to his death from the hayloft. And we were sitting over by the troughs, right? Was that the troughs that we were sitting next to? Or wherever it was?
When you first come in.
Well, we were sitting there and we were doing EVPs, and then all of a sudden, Chanel just gets like this freaked out look on her face, and she goes, "Guys," and we're like, "What?" And she goes, "Guys," and we're like, "What?" And then all of a sudden, I just feel this really, like, it's not negative energy,
Very
but
cold.
it was like it was a very cold energy, and I'm like. And then all of a sudden, she starts backing up, and I'm like, "Shit, is something behind me or behind Shelly that she could see that she doesn't like?" And she goes, "I'm being pulled backward," and literally, I seen her hoodie, and it was pulled. It was like somebody was, somebody was pulling her back, and the energy I got, it wasn't the fact that I actually had seen this entity. It was the fact that the energy that scared me. And I said, "Okay, let's just go and come back later." And Shelly and Sean, I was like, no. So I was like, you know what? Fine, I'm going to go and go check on our guest, and I'll come back later. And I never did go back, and I feel really bad. My shoulder stuff was starting to hurt later on that night, and I had to lay down and ended up passing out for about an hour and a half. But out of like all of the things that we did investigate, though, I would have to agree with Shelly. The barn was the best to me because my investigation got interrupted.
Well, we were sitting when we first went into the barn, which was really cool. You go into the front door, and they've got some farm equipment. They're mostly using it for storage, and then they have their big old truck in there. So we went through, and I'm standing right over in front of the side of the truck at the door. And the girls, I was like, "Okay, let's stand still, perfectly still." So I started my recorder, which I use my phone for my recording. That way I can go back and I can play it, and then I'll just transfer it over into my computer. We got disembodied footsteps above us in the loft area. Feet. Oh, we got feet. We got, you could hear it because I keep my phone, I keep it arm length away from me. Like, I swear someone's nose was sitting on top of my phone and it was breathing. It was like, when I played that back, we all froze. Like, we don't move during recording. Mm-mm.
And we shallow our breath out too. Like we really shallow breathe because you can get our breathing into it. But you're right. We all did freeze and we're like, "Wait a minute, play that back." And I was like, do you guys hear that? It sounds like somebody is walking. And they're like, "What?" So I had went and I found some hay and I was sitting there, stomping on it. And I was like, "Listen to this," and then listen to the recording. And they did, and they're like, "Oh my God, yeah. We got some really good stuff in that barn."
As I haven't transferred, I've had a lot of family emergencies this month. It's been a wild month for me and my family. But as soon as I sit down, I can take a breather, which now that my hours changed, I'm working 4 days a week, 10 hours, I'll be able to get some stuff done. I will tell you, I'll be the first one. There was all these people and everything. I think the only real evidence we got was in the barn because we were everywhere else. And there was so much going on that night. I really did enjoy the investigation. But as I walk around the truck, we do another EVP session right before we get to the troughs. Again, I hold it arm's length away, and we do the same thing. We all stand still. We get the breathing again, as if this, and I can just feel like something's behind me. but I'm holding my phone out in front of me. I always do. So I was like, oh, but it's like, oh, okay. We get the breathing, we get the steps again, except this time it's like in that recording you can hear like a knock. And I played this for my husband, and it's like metal. Deet, deet, deet. And then it waits, and then you hear deet, deet, deet. So it sounded like, something was actually trying. So then we move over to the troughs, and we got the same thing. And then, the troughs was the most active. We had a blast.
Well, I mean, and then we got really good EVPs too over there, like at the troughs. Okay. So we were sitting there. We had asked a question. I had asked a question. I don't remember what the question was. But all of a sudden, plain as day, like somebody was right next to us, had said, what was it? Go or stop or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was that what it was said.
Slow.
And you can hear me.
That's slow.
Slow.
Okay.
So, I mean, just the feeling from that. And then I go, oh my God, guys, did you hear that? You hear it in the EVP?
And then it goes, we have the Ovilus in there, and it said fall right after that. We also got no women. So we were asking about the old farm. We're like, so what did you do on the farm? And it said slow. That's when it said on the EVP. And then, we're sitting there. It's like, so did you have any women that worked in this area? No women. So that was pretty cool.
It was. I mean, it was a, by far, I out of all the investigations that we did that night, the barn was definitely the best. So I didn't get a chance to actually really investigate with the rest of the crew. I mean, I had, but
we were all over.
Yeah, we were all over. I mean, I was bouncing back and forth. I was with Carol and her son using his little gadgets and the SLS camera. And so we got some pretty good stuff on the SLS camera. I don't know if Carol filmed it or not. She has yet to send anything to me.
No, she said she didn't film the SLS, which she wished. The 2 pictures that Carol did send me was just plain shadows. I did see that. She sent me a picture of where it's supposedly the tall man by the door in the kitchen. But you can obviously tell it really is the door right there. There's just a shadow. Let's see. The 3 people that came with Shelly actually never investigated before, and they said they heard voices in the cell. And they were with Sky at the time. Sky Catacombs, she brought Don. So, but yeah. Sky Bowerman, good friend of mine, good friend of Linda's. So she's who I'm going to be investigating with here soon. I can't wait to go to Indy and investigate with her. It's going to be a blast. I told her I needed a good girls' weekend with her. They got some evidence as well. Gosh, there's just so much that happened. It's hard to.
Yeah, there was. But I think, besides the barn that stands out the most is you waking me up, telling me I had to get up. I told her, guys, wake me up in about an hour. I'm going to go lay down. My shoulder's killing me. I just need to go lay down. Nothing was really happening anyway. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go, lay down. Get me up about an hour. Well, she got me up in an hour, guys, and it was not the way I wanted. About an hour, okay, an hour and a half. But it wasn't the way I wanted to be woke up, though.
What happened is Sky and Dawn, we went out to the barn again. We walked around, we sat there, checked everything out, and we were coming out of the front entrance. And this car, I bet, was going a good 40 miles an hour, almost hit us. We were like a foot and a half from the gravel. Comes barreling down the gravel drive right there and swings in the trailer that's back there. Now, if you've been to Randolph, you do see that the police have a shooting range, that they have practice back there. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, or no, it was 4.
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning, no one's going back there to shoot.
Mm-mm.
But so, if you know anything about Randolph, some drama was going around at the first of the month. But, hide her hair, that's not about us. I was pissed. I was pissed because I almost got hit. I was pissed because I had 2 guest investigators with me. Seasoned, love them. The girls are great. And I was pissed because someone was fucking around. So I get the girls in, make a phone call. Police were called. I'm not going much into it. I was told to go ahead and make sure everybody was downstairs together. So I did that. And then I wake up Linda. As I give me, so that some shit happened. That's where we're going to leave it. But it ended up being someone that the asylum knows. And it was all taken care of. Police didn't have to come out. Apologies were made. But yeah, it was scary there for a bit. Totally scary. Oh, sorry.
It was when she woke me up and I was like, what? And it was. I wasn't even fully awake when she was waking me up, telling me I needed to get up and she needed something. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know where it's at right now.
But yeah, that's it. That's all we're going to talk about, the little scary event. But, it was solved. Mystery. But yeah, we went back to investigating. We kind of hung out downstairs. It ended up being me, Linda, Dawn, Sky, Lorenzo, and so there was 6 of us. But yeah, we had a good time. I really wish I would have gotten, and I will. I'm going back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Randolph is one of those that I will cycle through quite a bit. Excuse me. More wine. There's just so much.
There is.
Linda's having surgery this month, y'all. So
this coming month. I ended up having a bad fall about a month and a half ago. Won't go into details on that one. All we need to know is I fell and my right shoulder got yanked back, and then I hit my washer and it got pushed forward. I went to the emergency room. They said nothing was broken or out of place, but I needed to go back to my ortho doctor, which I already had an appointment set up because I got my results from an EMG that I had done and found out that I have mild carpal tunnel in both hands. So, and then we did an arthrogram. By the way, guys, never get one of those because they are the most painfulest thing ever. And when I went back and got those results about a week later, I found out that I retore half of what they've already fixed. And I need to have a bicep stretching and a bicep anchoring done also. So I'm going to be out of commission for about 6 weeks, but that's not going to stop me. My ice sweater is pretty big. So I know it's going to be like really, really hot, but show must go on. Have I told you? Sling or no sling, I'm going.
Yeah, I am actually trying to book a second investigation in July for Old Kosciuszko County Jail as well, so we can take little Miss Maya back. So our little tiny investigator.
Huh? She's feeling better.
So yeah,
she's feeling better.
Good. But yeah, I've got all kinds of little plans. So I'm going to be joining a few people investigations. Linda's going to be recuperating, and I'm going back to Gracelon. So just so you know, I'm excited about that. I'm doing a solo.
I told you.
I have not done solos at Gracelon yet.
I mean, I might be I might be in a sling, but trust me, I'm able to get my arm through shirts, and I will. I cannot. It's gonna drive me crazy staying in my house for a week straight, not being able to go. And like, even if I do it for 6 weeks, it's gonna drive me. It's gonna drive me bonkers, not being able to go anywhere.
But yeah.
But no, I'm staying my happy ass in my house for the next. I'm gonna stay in my house for 11 days, guys, because
That's an order.
I'm not about to. No, it's an order because of what you saw, dude.
Yeah. So if you don't know, according to my God lately, he's been coming to me more and more. My premonitions are coming faster. And I had one about Miss Linda, and her ass is staying home for 2 weeks. Her ass is staying home. So
the most I might do is go with Todd for lunch, but
nope. That means
but
a car.
No driving. I know. I'm not doing this. I promise.
No, I am.
She had you guys okay. So she ended up having a premonition, huh?
I said I'm excited.
I'm gonna tell him. No.
Go ahead.
I know you're excited, but guys, listen to this, okay? Some of her premonitions scared the shit out of me, okay? I'm not gonna lie, because this one scared the shit out of me. Let's just say I ended up in the emergency room in severe pain where I blacked out 4 times on the way to the hospital, bleeding from every incision site, and going into emergency surgery. From my shoulder.
For anybody that's with us, do you have any questions? And she's going to keep talking while you think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
But
yeah, I still have yet to listen to my recorder from Lulu's room, but I did get some things. I know I did. I got a touch on the shoulder when I was in there.
But yeah,
I don't know exactly if it was like telling me to get out or whatnot, but it wasn't an aggressive one. It was like how somebody just just touches you. Because I had asked her if she was there and if she did make some kind of sign, and I got touched on the shoulder.
Yep, you did a solo in there. I forgot.
Yeah, and I got interrupted.
Well, shit happens.
We're gonna go back. I'm gonna go, and I swear to God, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go in there again, and I'm gonna do my solo.
But I'm gonna be talking to Miss Kate. We're gonna try to do a daytime investigation. There's a few places we're just gonna go on a small little road trip for the day. Hopefully, we can hit do a day investigation. Now, I haven't talked to anybody yet, and Linda doesn't know about this. But like I said, I got things planned. All kinds of shit happens in my brain.
I never know anything until you say it. By the way, which reminds me, you never sent me dates, girlfriend.
Well, I'm busy between this month, crazy this month, family emergencies, and with Moonlit Crystals, it's going to start picking up. I have only one show in July or June. I have one show in July, but as of August, it's going to go crazy until December. I've got shows after shows after shows after shows. So I'm trying to fit in. There's no trying. I am fitting in investigations on my weekends off. So I'm going to be going to Indy down there to spend some time with Sky. She's going to I don't know. I'm just in her passenger seat and she's taking me. Hopefully I also get the girls, if I can talk Sky into it, to check out her. She has a personal one that she does. I'm wanting to get in there. The Pythias. Oh, that's right. In North Manchester. Another one. I'm hoping that they would let me. That's like I said, all of this is up here, and I don't know until I talk to people.
Wait, what were you gonna say? Tell me that you said that I didn't know about.
Oh,
Yes.
I want to do, if they will let me, do a daytime investigation with the girls at the Stone Mansion and Randolph. If I can get it in the same day, that would be a blast.
We
So,
need to go back to Stone Mansion.
yeah. If you don't know about the Stone Mansion, or if you haven't heard my story, I was one of the first investigators. So, and Linda loves the place. So,
Yep. That was one of the first big investigations that I went with you on.
yep.
That was our girls' weekend. We need to do that again. We need to
We do.
plan a girls' weekend and do it like we did last year. 3 different places, 3 different days. I'll get you into the pithiest, girl. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you, Sky. You know I'm dying to get in that basement. Um, I went with Sky, Brad, and Leah. I think it's Leah. Went before they opened, and I'm dying to get back in that basement. And if I can get my girls in there, that's going to be more fun. And then I'll have Sky stay at my house, and we'll have a girls' night too, so that she don't have to go all the way back.
Yeah, we need to all get together and have a girls' day again. I'm dying for a girls' day. Hi, Lauren.
But yeah, I mean, another thing that I loved about the Randolph is I got to stretch out my. Oh my gosh, I forgot what that rope is.
Tripwire.
Tripwire. Yeah, I took it.
I
I
tell
got
you, I
like
need to go get
10
mine.
minutes by myself, and I stretched it out. It went around right there from the jail to Doris's room. I think it's that. But I had it going off on both sides. Like I said, I only got 5 minutes of it. But yeah, it was.
Nuh-uh, we did it down in the basement.
Yeah.
Remember?
But this was I made a U between the sides. So that was fun.
And upstairs with my so-called boyfriend.
That's true. Oh, no, I've not. I haven't seen those. Please do. Yeah. You know how
Wait,
many.
Sky, are you sending it to the group chat that has all of us in it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That's a place that I've driven by the location so many times.
Okay, Sky.
I've got a connection with that place, and it'll be one that, yeah, it'll be something that will always be right there. She's got a good connection with it. And if you can find a location like that, it's a once in a million. So she's lucky.
So kind of like us with the K County Jail. Kind of.
And Grace Lawn. Me with Grace Lawn.
Or I should say it this way. Or like Maya in the K County Jail. Because
I want to get her back in for that
she
reason.
wants to go.
So.
She wanted me to talk to you about getting back in sometime this summer. When it's just pretty much me and her and Todd being here. So she wants to go with us. So
You're lucky. You're lucky, Sky. Yeah.
yeah. But then again, we got told we can come back anytime too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I mean, Marianne is absolutely. She's one of those ladies that she's a gem, and the fact that I can message her and say, "Hey," you know. But I met Marianne through Heart City Paranormal, so they're another great group. I haven't decided what to do next weekend, Linda.
I don't know. I'm gonna be out of commission.
I mean, I could go up to Michigan and do the para event, or I could go to Grace Lawn, Or if anybody's out there who wants me to investigate with them, let me know. I'm dying. It's been a month. And then I'm going to steal Linda.
Michigan, come pick my ass up. Come pick me and Maya up. We'll go with you. I know I might be just out of surgery, but if I'm with you, what's going to happen?
Your ass has to stay home. Your ass has to stay home.
You're gonna come get my ass at the weekend after, and you're gonna get me out of my fucking house.
As soon as everything goes. Oh, I'm down for that. But Linda is grounded. I grounded Linda for 11 days. 11 days. She doesn't need to be doing anything with that shoulder. So you find out. I'll come. I'll be there.
Guys, you hear that? I'm making her watch. You're going to come get me the weekend after next weekend. You're going to come get me. Yes.
No.
Yes.
They have stairs. No. But
you're driving stir crazy. Like literally, guys, I can't stay in my house. I can't even if I more than one day. Like the last time I had surgery on my shoulder, a week killed me. Like it got to the point where I just went down. Like I drove down to the gas station and back just to get out of the house for a little bit, and I got my ass jumped because I just had surgery. But it's like I needed to get out of the house, and then just going outside to sit for a little bit doesn't help.
Oh yeah, that's true. The Pythias, yeah, you guys did. Brad got, yep, that door. I remember. I'm trying. I've got so much going on. It doesn't help. I'm almost through my first bottle of wine. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
June 11th. You're coming to get me.
June 11th. Let me check. Hold on. On the 10th, I have a show in Fort Wayne. But the 11th, we can do a small investigation that Sunday. I don't work Mondays now.
Good. I'm holding you to that. I don't care if we just go to Graceland. Yeah. Get me out of the house.
I can find something your way. We can do a cemetery crawl.
Hmm? Oh wait, there's that one cemetery. There's that one cemetery. Remember that cemetery I told you I keep trying to get us to go to? That's down by my house. It's on 100.
Let's go.
That with me.
I'll steal Shelly for the night and say, let's go. Wait, Sunday.
Maya with us.
Damn it, she works.
Maya will be with us.
Oh.
So I have to ask Todd again how to get there because I know it's off of 100, but I'm not for sure because it's on a dirt road and it's a really old cemetery. And the last time I was there, we were on the bike and it was back in 2019, I think. It's been a while, but I know it's right down the road from my house. It's not very far from my house, so.
It's been a while since I've done a cemetery crawl. I need to do that. So sounds like we may just make plans. So.
God, it's only 6:30. It feels like we've been on here longer than that.
We're having a good time though. Let's see.
Right.
Okay, so I am going to be posting some evidence that was sent to me and what I've had experiences with. From when I grew up in Muncie, you guys, right down the street from Gaston. They're in the middle of transferring this old nursing home. It's not that old. My sister worked there, and she's only 3 years younger than I am. They have an entity, a very, very angry entity. And my sister and I, when we were there investigating, now the police department let us in. So if that tells you anything, how it was abandoned and We went to the police department and asked, hey, can we, because they were security for it. They let us in. They said, now we might not be around, so here's a window for you to crawl out of. So we were locked in this old nursing home. That's going to I know how bad that sounds. Trust me, I know. Try being there. So my sister and I go in the front door. Now we go in and we're looking around, and they have little classrooms. So we set up our equipment and stuff so that we can get it out in the classroom. And we're standing there. The only light we have is a flashlight that's facing up. And that door closed on us. It would literally, boom. I turned around. I was like, oh, this is going to get good. But I'm going down on June 5th to see my mom. She's going to have surgery, so I'm going to deliver her a chair that I have that she loves. I'm going to go visit this nursing home. Go live on Indiana Crossroad Encounters. So make sure June 5th you check this out. I will show the evidence from me and my sister when we went in. There's a building there. There's the main building, and then they have a side building that the nurses used to use. That was their break room and everything. We were taking pictures. Now, I'm around the corner. My sister's in the front taking the pictures because I wanted to know the goddamn window that we had to crawl out of. She takes a picture because she sees something crawling around her feet. Oh my God. It's a good picture. I will be posting it on the page. But I want to know what other people think. I'm going to
be right back. I'm going to grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. So we'll find out what you guys think. But yeah, there's so much. Going back to Randolph, I'm going back. I've had so many experiences there. I've listened in the kitchen down there in what they call Doris's kitchen. I was in the freezer, because there's a little refrigerator right there. I went in, sat down in that chair, closed the door. Now there's a gap about 3 inches in this freezer at Randolph. I was sitting there and I was like, okay, let's try this. Knock, knock. I was like, let's do shave and a haircut. I do the first knocks. And that door, creak. It's like, okay, we're not doing this right. Knock, knock, knock. And it goes, creak, creak, creak. It's like, okay, let's try this again. We're not doing it right. But yeah, I watched that door. So, Randolph is a good place. Linda, was you with us when the downstairs door was moving? We were sitting at the desk and on the stairs right there in the residence area. It happened twice.
I remember Sky saying something about it.
Okay. So
the second time, yes, because we thought it was you guys, and then it moved, and then it completely moved, and it was you guys the first time. The second time. Like, we thought it moved twice, and the first time it wasn't you guys, but the second time it was because you guys walked in through the door. If I'm thinking correctly.
So what happened is we were sitting there talking about, shooting the shit. We're like, okay. And Sky goes, that door just opened. Now, if you know anything about Randolph, you have to turn the handles to go into the women's and the men's side because they want them closed all the time. And I was like, okay, someone's there. Can you open it a little bit more? I swear, I seen a hand at the bottom. We're all like, okay, keep trying. And then open more. And then I was like, I think it was Shelly, because Shelly was still there. She asked if you could close it. And the door closed all the way. It happened like 4 or 5 times. which is very cool. I've never seen that. Every time I've been to Randolph, I've never seen it.
It's only because Sky was there.
Huh?
So that was only because Sky was there. I don't know.
I swore. We're going to have to do a day investigation. Oh, what happened to us and the groundhog?
Huh?
Remember the groundhog? The groundhog.
Yeah. The groundhog. Okay, so we were walking through, making sure that it was right before Sky left. So we were walking through, making sure everything was good, and just before we left, and we were standing out the window, and we were admiring how beautiful the scenery was. And I looked down from the second floor. I had looked down, and I said, "Hey, there's a groundhog." And she goes, "What? No, there's not." And I said, "Yes, there is. Come over here and look down." And guys, I kid you guys, this groundhog was huge. And it was just sitting there. And all of a sudden, she takes her hand and goes like this to the window.
If you know anything, I've got acrylic nails. So they make a different noise.
It stood up and its head snapped toward the building. And then it took off, and we lost it. We were both rolling. I swear, we were about in tears on the floor. So we're making our way down.
And I swear, Linda, I swear to this day that groundhog looked back at us and said, "Fucking spirits."
Yeah, because the way it snapped its head and looked at the building. Well, we're walking down, and we're just still really, we're talking about it, and we're just making sure everything is good and trying to make sure it's, cleaned up in the way we found it. And all of a sudden, we go to another, one of the more, the rec center portions on the ground floor. And I looked, and I was like, "Chanel, there's your buddy." And she goes, "What?" And I was like, "There's your buddy." And she looks out, and the groundhog is sitting there. We found its hole, and she does this again, and it doesn't move.
He was watching a bird.
It took her banging on the window, and I mean, it wasn't really hard banging. It was just like a little tap bang, and it shot down in its hole. We lost it again.
That groundhog looked at that building like, fuck this.
Oh my God, that was one of the funniest times of Randolph, and that will be one of the best stories we tell of our Randolph experience. I honestly, next time we go, Chanel, if you go without me or we go together, we need to look for our groundhog friend.
I don't know if that's the best story. It's funny. It's our funny story, but I think that barn's our best story.
And that's what I said, the best funny story.
Yeah.
But the barn is by far the best story. But then again,
that's funny. It was funny. The look on that poor groundhog's face. I'm telling you, that thing was like 2 feet wide. Huge.
It was huge. It was.
And I never seen one that big. He was like, whoa. But yeah, he looked at that building like, fuck this. He stopped before he went in. He was like,
But it was like all like a split second. When he stood up, he snapped his head, and he just stood there and stared for a second and then took off. But it was weird though. He must have doubled back because he took off toward the highway, and then when we got back down to his where the hole is, he was there. So he must have doubled back somehow without us realizing it.
Well, we were walking around checking all the rooms. You got to think. We see them in the rec room. We come around, we walked down, went down the stairs, and come back around. So he had plenty of time. I mean, we were looking, making sure everybody picked everything up. We said that we weren't going to leave until 10. That was the last minute. We wanted to make sure, heck, I paid just like everybody else. I wanted to stay the whole time.
Exactly.
Um, it was. It's an
It was.
investigation that I will definitely be putting on another event like that, but maybe a smaller group.
Yeah, definitely a smaller group. I mean, it was nice. Don't get me wrong, and it was an awesome outturn. But I honestly feel this if we do it again, a smaller group would be better because then we would be able to do cover a lot more ground, and we all won't be so. I mean,
That's why we're doing the Moreau House. In
September
September.
15th.
Do what?
September 15th.
Yep. So we've got that booked. I'm still working on the 24th, 23rd or 24th. I'm still waiting for Marianne to get back with me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Where's she at? Sometimes I forget to check my messages, y'all. But yeah, nope, she had got back to me. So we're gonna get little Missy, our mini investigator. I'm hoping if we don't get her into the jail, I want to take her to Grace Lawn.
Yeah, so, definitely, because it'll be warmer.
But yeah, I think the three of us, me, you, and Shelly, need to get into Grace. We're gonna do the one up by you. If you guys know me at all, if you haven't learned anything, I love cemeteries. I love them. There's a few my husband will go by and goes, "You guys need to investigate that." I'm like, okay. There's one outside Millersburg. I don't know. It's got an M. I drive by it sometimes.
Probably Milford.
Probably Milford.
Is it where we went to the school at for that show where I see my niece and nephew? Milford.
Yes,
that's Milford.
There's a cemetery. Every time I drive by it, I'm like, and I make sure Ben drives real slow. But gosh, so much. I mean, I want to do so much this summer, but at the same time, I know once August comes, I'm going to be like crazy busy.
Yeah, we have back-to-back weekends. We have Hannah House Paranormal Day Celebration.
Yep.
And then we have ISS.
Which we have to decide if we're going to do the investigation at ISS. So.
I'm down for whatever that's going to be our girls' day.
So it's a paranormal day. So what we have is the Hannah House Paranormal Day, August 12th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing a double booth. You've got to bring your tents so we can put Indiana Crossroads up there. And I'm going to be doing moonlit crystals. So I've got some new items. Oh my gosh. I'm going to transfer real quick. I'm going to do ISS the very next weekend. It's Paracon. And that one's going to be fun. Absolutely a blast. I've been to ISS before, and there's no place like it. It's got huge buildings, and I hear it's a little bit sketchy in the winter or in the summer. I went in the winter, which I will tell you this: I froze my ass off. Shelly froze her ass off.
I really hope it's not cold when we go in August.
Oh no, it's only in Rockville.
I'm still bringing my heated jacket. Huh?
It's gonna be hot. So
I'll still pack.
Y'all. I got my kitty with me.
August, or is it Lucky? Lucky.
This is my big kitty.
He's a big baby. Lucky. Yeah, he looks pissed. He goes, "Put me down, woman."
No.
Ooh, that's the best. Cats love that. My cat loves it, like underneath the chin. Oh my god.
But ISS is doing an after event after the Paracon for $25 a person. They're doing an investigation there, and I'm excited because there's actually going to be some famous celebrities at this event. So excited to see who shows up.
Right, let's do it. Let's do the investigation.
We need to get our tickets. Then we have September. I've got 2 shows in September. I've got to look at my schedule. And then October is another one that's going to be crazy. We got Para Unity and so 21st. But before we get off here, I got 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, guys, if you haven't checked out the Moonlit Crystals page, I've got some awesome skulls. You've seen them, Linda.
Mm-hmm. You still have to send me it, though, to put on the website.
They are 3.5 inches. They fit and they weigh 1.8 pounds. They are solid crystals. I got zebra jasper, I got spiderweb jasper, and moss agate. And then I've got 2 gorgeous dragon heads. Again, they're huge. They're 4.5 inches. Like, woo! And they weigh just, again, 1.9 pounds. So those are my brand new items. I've got a bunch more minis. Can't wait.
Guys, she got Baby Yoda.
I did. Yep. I've got Baby Yoda Pokemon. And a full set of Pokemon, which I've got more coming.
Why don't you get that one, the puffer guy? I can ask Todd.
Yes. Because I have him in the little guy, and I have him as the full-grown guy. So I do have them both. I've got a bunch more minis coming, which is just exciting. Those are my hot topic right now. They're flying off the shelves. I just got another. Do what?
Did you get more dinosaurs?
No, I've got so many dinosaurs. I asked for less. I asked for kitties, puppies, tigers. Oh my god!
I
got more apples.
I got a clear quartz tiger. I need a rose quartz tiger.
Yeah, so those are coming. Let's see what else. Toothlesses. I had 3 toothless, about 1.5 inches, all rose quartz. And I'm sorry, but this little girl, she was so cute, Linda. She walks up and she goes, they're $12. They're just adorable. I try to keep my prices up. She only had $10. And she walks up.
Did you sell it to her for that?
And she walks up and she goes, I want him. And I was like, what do you got, honey? And she showed me a $10 bill. And I was like, let me package that up for you. I don't usually discount my stuff. I gave it to her for $8.
Oh,
she was so happy. She ran over to the mushrooms, which are $3. And she goes, I found one that matches. She found the only, I was running low on mushrooms. I was like, okay. So she had a toothless and a mushroom. That girl, she skipped away from the booth. Like, skipped. It was so cute.
Oh, I wish I was there to see that.
Yeah, so the other weekend I went to Fairy, Gnomes, and Trolls in Kendallville. It was a gorgeous show, fun. But yeah, that little girl is one I will remember. She's like, I want him. And it was my last toothless, so he's a popular one.
He is popular. So, yep. I don't have anything planned. I mean, I'm going to... I do have things planned, guys. I have something exciting to tell you guys. And Miss Chanel has been giving me ideas. And I have asked Blake for permission to use his name.
Yep.
I have decided to rewrite the book that I had written back in 7th grade. Now, I wrote this book. It started out as a short story for my literature class, and it turned into a full-blown book. Well, let's just say a jealous friend decided that they were going to delete every copy I had. I have decided to rewrite it with the twist. And yes, Sky, if you're still watching, there will be steamy parts.
The best.
Yeah, she said I couldn't write it without being steamy. It is going to be I've been reading a lot of werewolf books here lately. So I decided to rewrite this book as a werewolf story, and I am actually using some of the people that's in my life that's closest to me in this book, but they will be underneath different names. And by the way, I did find out a name for you. Remember it's the Rihanna one. I don't know. It's the Queen of Witches. That's what it meant. Okay.
What?
So
I'm not the
yes,
queen?
no. Yes, you are. So yes, Chanel and Blake are in it, and Blake is the Alpha King.
Blake is my familiar.
Yes. So I've only gotten a few names down. I'm gonna start. I want to get the main characters' names that are going to be more into the book written down first. Also, the name of the kingdom is Moonlit Pack, so I'm using Moon's name. So, like I said, I'm using the people closest to me, and some of the things closest. I haven't decided yet. I have to talk to Shelly and Chanel if I want to see about using maybe ice, maybe.
No.
So I haven't decided yet. I don't think I'm gonna put I know it's supernatural, but I don't know if I'm gonna put the paranormal aspect into it. So I know
I
there's
think
gonna
you're
be
going to do wonderful.
So yep, it's in the works and I'm excited. I can't wait to start fully writing it. And I do have an app on my phone that I'm going to write on that I can do for free and be able to put it out there. And then hopefully one of these days put it on Amazon Kindle, and it will be on unlimited and it won't cost anything.
I love Unlimited. Girl, that's where I get most of my books. Right now,
I
I'm reading a vampire book.
I told you I had 4 of them picked out on your Kindle Unlimited for me to read while I'm down.
Download them.
I am reading them to get ideas for my. I'm not trying to copy anybody. I have a couple ideas in my head that I'm going to use, and Miss Chanel gets to kick a lot of ass in this book.
I kick a lot of ass anyway. Don't mind me. I'm almost through my wine, and this holds a half a bottle.
So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I here I'll give you guys a little bit of a intro to the book. Okay, so main character, her name is Everly. Her parents have been bouncing around pack to pack. They were kind of abusive to her, so she doesn't really know her true past. She doesn't think she's got a wolf, and she doesn't know why. And then she later finds out that her parents are hunters, but under the disguise as just regular pack members. But they're really hunters because they're trying to find a certain someone that turns out to be Everly's mate. So. And then she gets told that she has been getting wolfsbane put in her system to suppress her wolf.
Oh, sounds exciting.
White tips. I know, so I'm excited to start writing it. I think I'm gonna take your suggestion, sit in my bedroom with my laptop and just do one letter at a time, or just speech to text.
There you go.
Because I'm not gonna abbreviate any words on it, so I'm gonna try doing my best, and I'll correct any grammar mistakes that need to be corrected. But I'm really excited, and
guess what? I'm gonna be her proofreader.
You guys, she'll be the first one to see it. The very first one. I think I'm gonna start writing, I'm gonna start out with 5 chapters and then see how it goes and see if she's into it and see what she has to say. And then after that, if I need to do anything or add any spice. Now I can tell you, Miss Sky, you're probably gonna get upset, but for the first 10 chapters will not be nothing spicy. Maybe.
No. That's what hooks me in chapter 3. On my books, by chapter 3.5, if I don't have some smut, I'm going, I like my smut in my book.
I mean, it's gonna take her a while to figure out that her parents are, because her dad slaps her around and her mom tells her, don't do this. She's not allowed to have friends except for girls, and so
I think you're going to be a good author. I can't wait to read it. So next week, we won't have a podcast. But the following week, let me get some dates. Otherwise, my brain, I've got so much going on up here. So the 11th.
Well, too much, guys.
We are going to do, we're investigating on the 11th. So we're just going to bring you guys along.
Doesn't mean we can't. Yeah.
So 6
doesn't
o'clock.
Mean that we can't.
And then the following week, on the 14th, it is 1800s, from the 1800 to 1850. We are going to do Killers Across the Pond.
I'm doing England again. That's mine. You can't have that.
I don't know. I looked up a few days ago. Well, actually yesterday. Don't let me lie. Yesterday. Yeah. There's a good one. And then I'm like, oh, there's a good one.
I haven't looked it up yet because I wasn't for sure exactly when we were doing it, because I try to wait until like the week of that, because you never know what's going to happen.
I just try to add as I go. But yeah, so we haven't ever done a live podcast investigating. We don't know what's going to happen. We will start out as our regular podcast, and then we will go into join us on an investigation.
That's different. I don't think I've ever seen a podcast do that before.
Yeah, so it's going to be different. And so we're excited. We just planned this on the fly. We talked about doing an investigation on the 11th.
Because you grounded me to my house for 10 days.
So join us on June 11th and investigate with us. So let's see what goes on. And we will advertise it and see if anybody else sees anything, and we'll go from there. And then
the thing is, though, is we
the 18th, we'll do Killers Across the Pond. How's that sound, Miss Linda?
Are we doing crystals or are we doing history?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. Let's see what just happens. We never know what's going to happen. Let's go from there. Let's plan 2 weeks and these 2 weeks and go. What do you think?
Sorry, my contacts are messing up. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds good.
Join us on investigation in 2 weeks, and then join us for Killers Across the Pond. But we've ended our time during this podcast. I've had a good time with you tonight.
Me too. I'm so excited. I'm really nervous, guys. I know everything's gonna go good, but you can't help but to have that little bit of nerves. You know what I mean? With surgeries, I have that. I know everything's gonna be okay, but that just tiny bit of. But I think I know I'll go in and I'll come back out. The one thing that scares me the most is then putting the blocker in my neck,
but
my
you and I will be together the night before. We're gonna meet each other up on Wednesday so that I can give her a big hug. The last hug I can just give her around both shoulders for a while. And you'll be great. So
I know. You'll call me every damn day to check up on me. So, but all right, guys, like she said, it was time for us to end. So as always, I'm Linda.
I'm Chanel. And we are the ParaSisters Circle. So,
bye, guys.
Have a good night.